everyone. Welcome back to The Mom's View. I am Kaylee, this is Carly and Colette, and we are so happy that you're here today. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Since we've updated.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been the holidays, and we've just been spending time with family, and I'm sure skiing and Hawaii.
Aloha.
What? So I want to hear what's been going on.
When you say the holidays, I just feel sick to my stomach because we all got the flu. Did you get the flu?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, it
Not
was
on Christmas, but
I can't even.
At one point, we all
remember
had it.
yesterday. I was like, I can never eat SUGARCOOKIES, and Kaylee's like, sugar. I can't say it.
I was like,
And then I was like, wait, what? I went too fast.
She's like, yeah, don't say it.
You know, the last thing you eat before you throw up, it's just like forever ruined. We were like having this cute family moment, making these like Christmas cookies, and then
It hit.
I hate cookies for life.
I hate Christmas. I hate my
I
life.
know, that's how I feel. I'm like, the smell even of Christmas right now, I'm like, good thing it's 11 months away.
Yeah, we got the flu over the holidays too. The boys got it on Christmas Day.
It's the worst.
We got it a couple days later.
On the holidays. It was bad this year. And I'm always like, why is, like, you know how the sicknesses go around? I'm like, we're really healthy. We never get sick. And then this year.
I just heard it's so terrible
Yeah.
that it's really worse than it's ever been this year.
Really? Jeez Louise, it was not wishing that on my worst enemy. That's all I know.
How long were you sick?
It was only like a 24-hour thing. Jackson got it twice in the month of December.
Casey did too.
He did? I think women's immunities are stronger. Is that bad of me to say? That's not a sexist thing, but just like for real.
I don't know.
No? Can we make that claim? Okay, fine. Take it back. It's ovaries. It's because we have ovaries. Anyways. But he did get it twice, and I took care of him the first day. And no offense, but when men are sick, it's just so hard. Because they want to be needy, but they won't let you take care of them. So I'm like, well, then what the hell do you want? You know?
Do you want the soup or do you not want the soup?
I was just throwing things in our bedroom, and then I'd shut the door and Lysol the handle and run away. I'm like, here's your bread. Shut the door, Lysol, run away, you know, because I didn't want to get it. Lysol. But then I ended up getting it. Yeah. Anyways, so about the holidays, they were really good on a positive note.
So then you went to Hawaii though.
That was good though. It was a good pre-diet for Hawaii. That sounds terrible.
That's horrible.
But that's like the silver lining
Not
of
a
the
good
flu.
diet plan.
It's a silver lining here. I'm not recommending that. I'm just saying it's a silver lining. If you're going to be puking and pooping at the same time, we've got to find a silver lining.
Better have something to look forward to.
Yeah. I'm like, well, at least my belly will be a little more flatter.
Until you eat or drink anything.
All the food in Hawaii. It was so nice. It was just really good. I feel like as you get older, it sounds so cliche, but the holidays become less about holidays and more about who do we need to go visit, what presents do we need to buy. Jackson got sick, I got sick, and I felt like we just had a really big disconnect in our marriage. We weren't fighting or anything, but it was just we'd go to bed at different times, and we just really needed that family vacation because as soon as we left, it was just really good. I don't know. It was really good.
It's just good to slow down. The holidays are so busy that it's good to be forced to just you're just here and you're just with each other. You don't need to do this for this person and that for that person or stay up late wrapping presents. You're just
together. And I hate saying that because I love the holidays.
And no, it's great, but
we only do it to ourselves. We only drive ourselves crazy, you know? But it just was good to get away, and the sunshine and the sea are good for anybody. It cures the soul.
it's nice to be in the sunshine. It just makes you want to stay.
Yeah, needed that warmth. And Hawaii is just it's not hot. It's perfect 80s, you know? It's not too hot, so we got spoiled. We were there for 10 days.
That's awesome.
I've been looking at everyone's pictures because so many people travel this time of year, seeing palm trees. Someone was rollerblading in California, and I was like, oh, that's it. I'm going. So we're planning a trip in February.
Oh, fun.
This is the greatest thing about this. It's we got Disney passes last year for Christmas from Casey that we've never used just because I was pregnant and then the baby. And so we've been trying to transition Winston into his own bed. And the hardest part about that is that it's downstairs.
Yeah.
And basements are just a little creepy to kids. Yeah. And especially Winston, who's used to sleeping next to me and having that comfort and someone with him. So we're trying to transition him, and Gage, again, it's amazing, and he's been sleeping in the bed with him. And we're using this Disneyland trip as if you can show us that you're a big boy, we'll take you to Disneyland. How awesome is that?
You don't have Santa to bribe with anymore, so now it's okay, what can I use? The Easter
Disneyland
Bunny
is working better than Santa though. He's doing really good, and
that's so cute.
Yeah.
I want to go on a trip in February too, but I'm not really sure where.
Somewhere
but honestly, warm. I have loved I don't know. It has been sunny here, which is great, but the snow is not anywhere near what it was last year.
It feels like spring.
It
like I
does.
was worried about coming back from Hawaii to Idaho. I was like, oh, it's gonna be so cold and wintry, and then I was like, it's like spring here.
It
It's
is
not
like
bad.
spring. And we usually have like a huge drift on our back door, and we don't this year because there's just not enough snow. And, you know, that obviously affects the skiing. But it's still good. It's just not like amazing like it was last year. Yeah. So I have been skiing a lot, and yeah, the holidays were good. I know everybody was waiting for a Shade Tards Christmas special, but we did not do that this year. And, you know, we just needed to take that time.
Good for you guys.
Taking our time. So, but we had a good time. The kids are doing really well. Just, I don't know.
Growing up.
It just seems really chill. And that's kind of what I needed.
Yeah.
You know, very chill. And I feel like I could enjoy the moments that mattered more. Like when we went to that
Sleigh ride.
sleigh ride.
Yes,
I was
yes.
like, what was it? It's this thing that we did, this fun thing. And I just felt like I really could soak it in. Like
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it instead of thinking, okay, I still have to get this and this and this done. Like for some reason I was able to stay in the present moment a lot better this year.
Sometimes
And
when you
it made me
like fill
happy.
your schedule with so many activities, it's like you're almost thinking about the next thing that you need to do rather than like being in that moment. I like that's a good point. Yeah.
And I really kind of let myself go. That sounded weird, but I just let myself go. But I did as far as gifts. Like I just thought, okay, if I really want to get something, like there were a few presents that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to give this to this person. But then when I would think, oh, but I didn't get something for that person, usually I would stress out about it until I figured something out, and then I just bought them something randomly. And now I was like, nope, I didn't think of something for them, so I'm just going to tell them Merry Christmas and I love them.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, that was a big step.
Yeah.
Because I would spend so much time stressing over gifts for everyone and like all these people. And I'm like, no, I got the gifts that I really wanted to give, and I'm just going to let the others know that I love them.
Yeah.
That's a good gift.
So I love you guys.
Yeah, love you.
Didn't get you anything, but I love you.
We didn't make her list. She must not love us. Just kidding.
All right, well, we wanted to kind of jump into the topic of YouTube and where it is going, and we were inspired by everything that came out after Logan Paul posted the video that I'm sure all of you have heard about. I'm sure some of you have seen. I have not seen the video
Either.
and I don't want to, but I've heard a lot about it enough to know what happened. But you
I did see the
Did
video.
see it?
Yeah. This is, I think this is, I'm so glad you brought this up because Cooper, my 10-year-old, loves those guys. We met them in the airport, and it's like Cooper has loved like their prank videos, and I was talking to these guys, I'm like, it's a lot. This sounds really bad to admit this as a mom, but sometimes it's a lot to keep up with everything that you have on your plate and then to like kind of monitor what your kids are doing almost. You know what I'm saying?
Like you can't always see everything that they watch.
Yeah, like, and it takes a lot of time to like track their apps and their games. And I know that I have certain boundaries put into place, like anything that Cooper buys, it goes to my phone first and I have to look at it and approve it. And I feel good about that. Mm-hmm. And I trust Cooper. Like I want to build this relationship where I don't have to always keep these tabs on him, because I think you need to give kids the freedom to make choices for themselves and then be there for them when you need to correct it. So I'm trying to find like fine line, but when he brought up that name, I was just like, had this mom feeling. And so I was like, let's watch some of his videos, like, and looking at some of the thumbnails, I was like, okay, we need to address this. Mm-hmm. And then literally that night, Cooper was like, Mom. And so then we started talking about the video, and Cooper thankfully did not see the video. And then I actually saw the video on my own. I went and started talking to Jackson about it, and we saw it on, I don't know, it was like some website that had, after YouTube had pulled it down. I was just like, how do we live in this world where this isn't bringing up red flags to a lot of us? Like, it just seems like this desensitized topic, and this guy made a mistake. Because that was, my first thing was like, well, he made a mistake. It's not as bad. I didn't say it wasn't as bad. I'm like, maybe it's not as bad, trying to give him credit, like, you know, and then after we watched the video and started reading some things about it, I was just like, what is this space become? Right. Like, I feel like when we started YouTube, it made me feel good to know that Cooper liked other YouTubers, because it was like this world where we all work together, and like, usually you knew somebody who knew that YouTuber.
Like
and you kind of
Snappy
just,
Cat, isn't that like?
yeah, Stampy Cat. Cooper loves him. And like Shay had done a voiceover with him. And when we filmed the Moms U, the guy who was doing our audio had done the audio for Stampy Cat. And he actually like let Cooper watch him edit that. And so I felt like we lived in this community where everyone kind of knew each other. Yeah. Knew each other, how well do you know someone? But it was like, I felt like I loved that my kids were in this, like invested in this world that I was trying to be a part of. And so I think for so long I had just felt like this circle of trust, and then I really realized I'm like, there is such a big disconnect with how YouTube used to be and how it is now.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think something that's really crazy, and I know a lot of other creators have been concerned about this, is YouTube didn't take the video down.
Yeah.
Logan Paul did. So YouTube left it up. And, you know, they weren't like making sure that stuff like this wasn't happening. And I know that they're trying, but he's the one that actually went in and took it down. And so then people were like, you know, is YouTube letting these videos stay up because everyone's making money? He's a huge creator. Like, they're the biggest creators right now. So they're bringing in a lot of money. And so is YouTube like letting things like this slide? And now I think that they have banned him. I know he was doing something for YouTube Red and they banned him from doing that. So I know that they're now going back in and like trying to make it right. But I think that that's been something that's been kind of hard for some people, because it's like, you know, we're seeing like all of these, you know, we have friends whose family channels have been demonetized for, you know, like for things that aren't as serious as maybe what Logan Paul did. And I understand what YouTube is doing with the channels that have been demonetized and things have been fixed, but it's like, so you take this family channel down, but you leave this up for that long?
A lot of our videos get flagged lately, and it's because of the new algorithms are running, because there have been creators that have been putting inappropriate things in these kids' videos. These creators saw how so many views were being built around this content for children, and so they were slipping like innuendos and sex toys and just like weird things into this content
Super,
like that you would never know as a mom looking at the thumbnail. You would never think, and the video would play through like maybe 5-10 minutes and nothing would happen, and then these things would come up. So YouTube had to find a way to build an algorithm to kind of flag these videos before anything actually, you know, surfaced. So it put a really strong algorithm out with anything with children. So there will be like vlogs with Elliot's face and it just automatically gets demonetized or taken down. Charles Trippy and Jackson talk about it all the time. Charles is like, I really like, YouTube's a really hard space right now, and a lot of his videos, same thing. And we don't put out inappropriate content. I'm like, Jackson, did you say damn? Did you say hell? Like, why is this getting taken down? And we get flagged as inappropriate, and it will tell you, you know, this content has been flagged for, it might be inappropriate for some viewers' eyes. And I'm like, what did we say or do? But then yet there's this guy who has a like 10 times the reach it will ever have.
And you know, like YouTube was hearing about it right away, because it got millions of views before it was taken down.
Well, it probably spread really fast.
Yeah, it spread really fast, but also like, so YouTube had to have been like being tweeted at, you know, like they had to have known, and they could have taken action sooner.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate to put it all on that. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. And I never saw the video. My initial reaction was I felt really bad for Logan.
Yeah.
Like, because I know what it's like to be in that public place and be so ashamed. And so for me, it was like, you know, I don't know what he did. And it was probably wrong, but dang, this sucks, you know?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, that was my first thought is, you know, we can, you know, he does need to take the necessary actions to protect the people that are seeing, you know, what's going up. Like, it does need to be taken down. And I don't want to say anything against YouTube because I don't know. We don't know.
Right.
I don't know. And that's, I don't know. I've said I don't know 8 times because it's just like I feel really like I get both sides. Like I
feel like you're getting pulled on both sides. Like one part of you is like, this guy is a kid. We all put dumb things on there. Sometimes when you vlog your life every day, you put things out there that you're like, oh my gosh, like, and we've talked about that. Like sometimes you get into this feeling of, should I vlog this? Should I not? Should this be personal? Should this not? Because
and sometimes you don't even think before you do it because it feels like
oh,
this is what we do.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know, I don't know what his experiences have been with death or things like that. And maybe he was in his Logan Paul, like, I'm a YouTuber mode, and he wasn't thinking about like, I'm a human and I need to come back to myself and like realize what's going on. And so I hate throwing hate at him.
Yeah. And I didn't mean to either.
No, I didn't think you were.
I honestly think it's heartbreaking all the way around.
Right.
I think when you brought it up, you were just saying it wasn't even about Logan Paul. It was just about how YouTube has changed so much.
And that is the direction I wanted to go with this. I don't mean
that's
to
a
throw hate
perfect
anyway.
example. I mean,
Because it is heartbreaking. He is young, and I wanted to get into that too. And he has people surrounding him that are saying, do it, Logan. Like, they're all making money off of what he does. Because he has people who work for him. He has people around them that are gaining from him and his experiences and his success and what he's doing. So he has people around him telling him yes all the time.
Right.
And he has money, and he has all of these things right at his fingertips. He can do, whatever. And so maybe he wasn't thinking things through, or maybe he did stay like, do you think I shouldn't put this up? And everyone around him was like, I think it's fine.
yeah.
We don't know.
like,
And in no way are we condoning that video should have been put out. Like, I don't want that message to be put across.
Absolutely
Our
shouldn't.
family takes suicide like very, very, very seriously. And my heart instantly went out for the family of that man that was exposed in that way. Because to be in that moment where you feel like that's your only option, it's heartbreaking to put yourself in that moment for that guy and for his family. And that's like where my heart broke. But then like Jackson and I actually got in it's funny now, but an argument, because I felt like I was defending Logan, and not because I was okay with it. But I told Jackson, I said, well, can you imagine this young kid having this amount of power? And he literally, it seems like he doesn't really have any direction. It just is like, do whatever you can to get the views and make the money. And I don't feel bad for him, but I feel sad that he thought that was okay in that moment. And
He should have known better.
right. And he should have. And I'm hoping and praying that in the end, he really has this opportunity to step back and be like, wow, like what I was doing had a big impact on people. And hopefully that magnitude of that situation will just change him for the better. And sometimes you have to mess up in life and do really shitty things and things you're not proud of to be able to step back and let it change you for the better. Because that's how we grow and improve in this world and in life. You have to mess up. And it sucks that sometimes there's a lot of people that will get hurt by that. But I'm just hoping and praying that this will be a great teaching opportunity for him to be like, wow, like, how can I better myself from this?
I mean, it definitely makes you step back and realize, okay, what am I doing and what do I want to put out there? Who am I? Like all these questions, I guarantee you he's asking himself like, holy crap, what just happened?
Right.
Just got blindsided, but he should have known better. So I don't know. I think that with the direction, it's interesting, like you were saying, that with the direction that YouTube is going is before, it just seemed more innocent. It just seemed like that we didn't have to worry about things coming up like that because there wasn't so much content. And I think, I don't know what the actual numbers are, but the number of like minutes that are uploaded per,
it's insane.
It's like crazy. And I'm sure it's really hard to always monitor that. But I think that's why as creators, like we need to really always step back and be like, what am I putting out there and why? Like, what is the intention behind what I'm doing? And, do I want every eyeball to see this? Like every age, every type of person. Like imagine if your grandma's going to watch or if your 2-year-old's going to watch, like what do you want to put out there?
And I think that this has been an eye-opener for a lot of creators, not just him, but everyone. Like, what am I putting out there for the world to see? And I think, like, for me personally, sometimes I struggle with like feeling relevant in this YouTube world.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I am so grateful to do what I do. But I'm not about to be like, blow. And I think that this is what happened with a lot of family vloggers. They're putting thumbnails and like making like a bump on the cheek seem like their kid almost died.
Right.
And so that is what YouTube wants to like pull back and be like, you can't expose your kid in this way. And I know a lot of people think like what we do is exposing our kids, and I don't know.
For such kid
Well, we're guilty of doing those things.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, because here's what's annoying. People complain and they'll say clickbait, but I'm like, I've never seen you comment on any of my videos, but yet here you are watching because the clickbait works.
Yeah.
And
but
you live in that world of like, you want people to watch your videos genuinely, and you don't want to lie about your content, but you could twist something to make it seem more like dramatic to watch because
And I
people
think
like
that's
that. So
okay.
it's like hard. It's like this balance.
Yeah.
But I think it's just been blown up so much, or like every day is a surprise, or everything that you do is
best day of my life.
an
Best
amazing
day
thing.
ever.
And I think like YouTube just wants like let's get a grip on this and bring it back in. And I think for me personally, I'm like, I will never be the biggest YouTuber, but I'm grateful and I will stay true to who I am. And I think as a creator, that's what you have to step back and say, like, who am I? And what is going to really make me happy?
Like, why are you putting the content out there that you are doing? You know?
And I think that that's what we've decided with the Mom's View too. You know, like we get a lot of hate for a lot of things being the same. Like,
oh my gosh. Let's pick our battles here, people.
you know, and just like having the same view, having, you know, like so many different things.
You guys are so Mormon. You all have the same views.
I love. Can you just like?
I just
read
said
all
shit
the comments?
3 times. Okay.
I think that I said we should do that one day. Just read all of the funny comments that people
Yeah,
like.
right. Like Carly. Wait, is there one about Colette? No, it's just Colette's really short. Carly. Are Kaylee and Casey still married? Yeah. Okay, Carly. It's okay. Here's the thing: if you can't laugh at like the funny, crazy things,
Yes.
then what's the
can
point?
laugh.
You guys, you know, that's. And I feel like sometimes I'm like, maybe I am really loud, and obnoxious. I know that, but I'm just here to try to make people laugh. You know.
I think that I don't know. That's
We're-
why sometimes I just don't even read the comments. I'm like, we're putting out whatever we want. So if you don't like it,
Yeah, and that's
Sorry.
what we were like, we're just gonna have fun here. So I hope that you guys are along for the ride. So we're just gonna have fun here.
You guys, like, as a creator, it's not that I'm empathetic with Logan. See, and this is like what's so hard. I wish I could just speak unedited, because everything you want to say, you're like, okay, how can that be perceived wrong? People are going to think I'm supporting him. But I feel like as a creator, you've been in his shoes and you've been that person who's made a video and you're like, oh gosh, I probably shouldn't have put that up. Like, where was my mind? And so it's kind of easy to maybe try to relate to where he was at, or like maybe to try to like see his thought process. But when you're not a creator at all and you've never been on the flip side of receiving that, it's so easy to hate.
yeah,
You
that's
know?
true.
Like, it's hard to even try to fathom.
I also think when we started YouTube, we were older. And
I know, and I've always worried about that. Like, especially with my kids, I'm like, I want them to know who they are,
right.
and what they want to.
Can you imagine finding yourself on the internet?
Oh,
Yeah, like
It is hard.
When we first started YouTube, I remember like the only example we had were like Disney stars.
Right.
And we were watching like Miley Cyrus like go through her thing, and I remember thinking like, what are we gonna, should we worry about our kids? Like, you know, it was really concerning to me. And now it's like, okay, it should have been.
Like when Britney Spears shaved her head and it was like such a thing, I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
100%. I
get it.
totally get it.
So it's like,
in fact, I'm wearing a wig right now.
Not that I'm on Britney Spears' level.
listen,
my
I had
abs are pretty
extensions
close.
once and I was about to shave them. It was like the glue-in ones all over my head. I was like, I'm gonna shave this off.
Get rid of it.
I just think at the end of the day, less judgment and more empathy, no matter if someone is just such an idiot, you know?
I don't know. That's what I don't know. That's what I think, because I don't support Logan as a creator necessarily. Like, I think that he should be able to create what he wants, but I don't agree with the content that he puts out. And not that, you know, I'm bringing him down or anything. Like, if you like what he puts out there, that is totally fine, because that's the tug and pull with YouTube is
Right.
we want to be able to put out who we are, what we want, have that freedom of speech and freedom of creation, but we need to have some checks and balances, and that should be with ourselves. But at one point, sometimes YouTube does have to check. You know, the
And they
community of YouTube has to check. You know, and I think that's okay. But I really hope, and this is just my hope, is that there can be a level of civility, that we can look at the situation and be like, okay, yeah, that was really crappy. You shouldn't have done that. You know, morally, there was some things that happened wrong, but we can also look at the person and realize they're a human. They're not just a YouTube creator. Yes, they have this big influence, but they're very human. And being able to have that civility, and yes, there needs to be checks and balances, but there needs to be a humanity here, and a love and a tolerance, and hopefully forgiveness.
Right, I'm like, is this the Stone Age where we stone people to death with our words? Maybe it's not physically, but we just literally can say whatever we want to somebody to make them feel so awful because we don't agree with what they're doing. Like, what world do we live in? Like, we're supposed to be living now in this world where be who you are. If you want to, if you know what I'm saying, like if you, whatever it is you want to be, or change who you are, your looks, or the way you love somebody, or who you want to marry. Like, we live in a beautiful space now where all of that is accepted, but it's almost like completely opposite, because if someone out there is offended by the way you think or feel about a certain thing, it's almost like you're stoned to death by their opinion.
Yeah.
For me, I thought it was a great opportunity to sit down with Cooper and talk to him about suicide and the drastic percentage of people that honestly, that's a real thing that happens in the world. And Cooper, you know, he had no idea. And it made me sad that this is a conversation I'm having with my 10-year-old. But we live in a world where, you know, there's not really a lot that's not spoken about. And so we
have
just
to have hard conversations.
Yeah. And I just thought, you know what? Okay, here's the moment. We have to sit down. And as a mom, we're going to have this conversation.
I also think it's an opportunity to teach your children to have respect. Respect for situations, because I know he disrespected the culture there.
Yes, that was
he was
another
very
part.
disrespectful, and I do think that he's a very disrespectful person.
Yeah.
And I think, like, you know, we need to teach our kids and maybe ourselves sometimes to be respectful. And I think, you know, as a creator, we need to make sure that we're putting things out that we're happy with and we're true to ourselves. And I think as a viewer, we need to also make sure what we're watching is what we want in our lives, because what we see is like, it stays with you.
Totally.
So,
And on the flip side, as a commenter, make sure you're putting out what you would want to be put out.
What's the note for the viewers? Remember, as creators, it's not easy. It really isn't, to please everyone. And more love and empathy.
That's my life, and I'm just like, ugh, let's just have a little bit more civility and not be afraid to have honest conversations without being mean. You know, let's say it like it is without being self-righteous and thinking that we know everything. I don't know, that's a good topic. I feel like it sparked even more. There's so much.
There's a lot of, it's been on my mind since, because it's like, you get pulled in all these different directions, like thinking like, how can he do that? Well, he's young. Well, no, it's not okay. Like, and you know, it's just, I think battle.
It just makes you a healthy human being to be able to see all things that whole situation, as wrong as it is. I think it makes you healthy to be able to explore mentally all the different compartments that could fit under. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think emotionally that makes you a healthy human. To be able to maybe look at it from his side, even though he's completely wrong, and just try to put yourself in his shoes for 5 seconds and still honor those feelings of, this is wrong, I don't agree with it. You know? Mom power, guys. Moms do power.
Anyways, all you're going to see here on the Moms View is a lot of fun things. A lot of happiness.
No heavy topics.
And as always, like, have a great time.
Have a great time.
Thanks for watching. If you guys have any more to add to this, leave it down in the comments below. And we'll see you next time. Bye.